Leekautorepair. For those who didn't see the live video, go back and watch it. Pretty much, you guys watch me remove the engine in this. Yeah, go back. It's a long ass fucking video. Some cool comical jokes in there. Get a couple, get some good laughs. But thanks for everybody tuning in earlier. So for those who didn't tune in, but want to watch the video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe as well. And in this video, I'm going to talk about junkyard motors and pretty much what I do to prep the motor up and what's needed before it goes back in. And yeah, just pretty much inspecting the motor as well. Put my gloves on and rearrange some shit, and then we're gonna do some talking. All right, let me take a swig. I'm thirsty. All right, can we see me? All right, let me scoot over, adjust the camera. Put my gloves on, because that's the most important part. What? Eric the car guy always stay dirty. Not me. I'm gonna put some gloves on. You can't be touching no girl with dirty ass hands. What about when y'all make love? You don't want no grease all up on that 5W30 fucking transmission fluid, Dextron and shit. No. Alright. It's irrelevant. So, flashlight. As you can see, this is the motor. I'm not sure how many miles is on it. You guys see me? Let me check. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm not sure how many miles is on the motor, but I know the motor was bought, customer bought it. He got it from a place, I ain't gonna say the name or whatever. Timmy probably watching, he probably wanna know my whereabouts and shit. But he got this motor from a reputable junkyard. And this junkyard, when you go there, they got thousands of fucking engines in there fucking lined up on it. Maybe I'll leave a picture on the side of the screen because I do have one in my other phone. But they got fucking engines and transmissions staggered, lined up on fucking high-rise fucking shelves and shit. You need a forklift, fucking go to the fucking highest one and shit. They come equipped there and shit. So this motor, like I said, it comes with a 100-day warranty. He did get an extended warranty, but 100 days is good enough, I guess, to know whether the engine is good or bad. You're supposed to find all your problems within the first few weeks, months. Sometimes it takes longer, whatever. Always be up on your engine. So I already talked about that. He got that 100. I don't know the mileage. He didn't say, but I think the mileage is definitely under 100,000. I'm not sure if he said 30K or 60K, but somewhere in between. I'm not sure, whatever. So 100-day warranty. This place, I know about this place. They always inspect their motors thoroughly. They do a compression test as well. They make sure the timing. I don't know how well, the engine, most of them go there, the car comes running already, but I don't think they check for timing issues because this cover looks fully sealed, but for the most part they do a compression test, checked it, make sure it's good to go. You got to be careful on motors like this because when they pull these out, they literally yank the car they fuck the car up just to get the motor out, and you'll notice you got like cut wires and cut hoses everywhere. You see as I'm twisting the motor, these are fucking hoses and shit, and look at this intake boot from off the turbo. I may be able to use this because it's duct tape on it, I'm not sure. Keep twisting this around. The shield is kind of loose, I guess from them fucking trying to get it out, but that's not a fucking problem because I got another shield on the cat that's on the fucking ground behind me. Check out this power steering pump, make sure it's good. That's good. They always, these fucking engine wire harness, they'll leave like a little section on it. Like I said, they rush to getting it out. It take them fucking minutes to get the fucking engine out. They yank it out. They cut wires, gotta cut power wire for the fucking starter. This is fucking, you know, this wire loom right here. This wires that go to the PCM and other sensors around the fucking engine. Got another sub harness up here. All that shit, since it's cut, let me talk louder because the engine on. Let me stand up so you can see me more. Since everything is cut, you won't be using none of this shit. But for the most part, make sure you got your fucking all your sensors and shit is good, like pressure switches, got knock sensors, oil level switch, O2. This is O2 wires. Got O2 right here. And there's another O2 at the bottom, so these connectors are good. So I could use these, I could salvage these in case you can salvage some parts from this. You will, because you're going to need it when swapping it over. That's what we're going to talk about in this fucking video. I'm just going over this fucking engine with you, and I'm doing it for myself as well. So, yeah, you want to pretty much inspect, and while you know, go around the motor, make sure you ain't got like no cracks. I remember I got like this fucking little engine on this Nissan Murano, and the bitch had, before, you know, I got it hoisted up and everything, I'm checking, and most people like to rush it putting it in. Me, I like to check, but I thought it was good, and before I was about to bolt it up to the transmission, I'm inspecting the engine, and I look, and I see it was a fucking hole in a fucking timing cover, the upper cover. So just because it was a hole and that cover was replaceable, but just because it was a hole and we felt like, excuse me, I got something in my mouth, piece of lint or something, but we felt like since we should have got an engine on the first try, like good, on the first delivery, good to go, ready to go in, not know it needs like fucking a timing cover, nah. So we shipped the motor back, got another motor, then put it in. Yes, I still had something in my mouth. I don't know what the fuck that was. Probably because I had popcorn. I had popcorn not too long ago. So, where am I at? Because I done fucked up my train of thought and shit. So, yeah. Like I said, inspect the motor. Make sure you ain't got no cracks. Make sure you ain't got no spider cracks all on the block. The block leaking coolant. I had a Honda Civic that leaked those Honda Civics from what, like 2006 and to 2012, or that within that generation or something like that. I think it's 2011. They had like spider cracks all on the fucking block. Not every engine had it, but there were recalls for TSBs out for some of them coming out of the fucking block. You'll see like dry coolant around it and a fucking spider crack. Make sure you check that. Make sure that is good. This pan, well, I don't see any leaks at the bottom of the pan, but just make sure the pan ain't cracked because the engine sits on the fucking ground or on the pallet. You don't know that. Just make sure it's fucking good. Inspect it, go around it. The bottom pan look good. A lot of engines with high mileage, the pan got a lot saturated with a lot of oil. So now would be a good time to easily replace your engine pan gasket and shit because you got everything fucking out. Along with your fucking valve cover gasket, if that's leaking, you can check that. It looks like on this engine, because this cover hasn't been taken off, I can see that there are coil packs in there for, so that I got more salvageable parts. I got power steering pump, this oil fucking cooler, what else? I got this intake manifold. I got it came with a PCM, but I'm pretty sure this PCM has to be programmed with the motor, so I'm going to take off the original one from the old motor and put it on this so I can be good to go and I gotta worry about that bullshit. I got my throttle, that looks good. I'm gonna spin the motor around too. Now these, check your timing cover, making sure it ain't leaking too. This motor is similar to, very similar, I don't think it's identical, but it looks just like the Chevy Malibu, Chevy Cobalt, the 2.4, and then the Chevy Ion or whatever it is with the 2.2, whatever. Looks just like this. Timing setup is exactly the same. Now it'd be a good time to do the timing chain since it's out. The timing chain on this, everyone is scared to do it on this. It's a pain in the ass to them. I've done numerous amounts of these. It's not hard at all. All you gotta do is take, I guess because I worked at Chevy before, that's probably why. Spin this Isla pulley, this belt tensioner, the pulley on it. Sound kind of noisy. Now it'd be a good time to replace that. I'm probably gonna go over this video and note down everything that I fucking said so I know what to fucking order tomorrow. This bracket for the mount is good. Alright, so I spent the engine around and I had to do another take because my camera killed on me and shit. So, hi Jen. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's fucking hot in here. It's real fucking humid. I need a cool shower too. So another take, I had to do another take. My camera killed on me and shit. But for the most part, I'm talking about this side because this is going to be important because it's going to control how my fucking engine runs. Let me talk louder because there's a car started in here. And it's turbo. You want to make sure your turbo is good. Make sure these turbos ain't leaking. Like real shit. You're gonna have to, let me get a screwdriver. I wanna check this turbo. I wanna make sure it ain't got no shaft play. And I wanna make sure it ain't leaking oil. Like the seals in there is fucking good. So I'm gonna take this fucking intake boot off. I don't see none coming out of the shaft or past it, whatever. Check the exhaust side of it. You can take off this intake manifold. I mean, this cat right here. This 3-bolt setup, nut and bolt setup. I'm gonna take it off now, but eventually I'll fucking check it. I ain't gonna do it in this video, but you check it. Make sure you have no shaft play. But I guess I'm done talking about this fucking engine. And we're gonna talk about the other engine on the ground and what parts I'm gonna be using to put back on this shit. Yeah, the injectors look like they were fucking replaced at one point. And that's what I like to see. I'm off the tripod. Oh yeah, before we proceed, make sure you check your goddamn dipstick. Make sure you open up the fucking oil cap. Check in there, make sure everything not sludged the fuck up looking like fucking milkshake and shit. And don't be fucking drinking it, Timmy. Alright, so if I can get this fucking oil cap back on. Alright, 1 second. What the fuck is going on? Get your ass in there. Pull out your dipstick. I'm trying to look for it because it was like fucking broken. Give me 1 second. Pull out your dipstick. Just check what the oil look like. This shit, where is it? Because it shouldn't be no fucking engine oil in there, but this shit looks fucking black as fuck. I don't know why there's oil in there. They should have drained it, but that's good. We're gonna do a fucking whole new fucking oil change. Gonna change the fucking oil filter and shit, and the fucking O-ring for it. Yeah, make sure that's fucking good. Always check it. You can pop off the fucking valve cover too, and check and see what it looks like on top. Make sure the engine ain't sludged up. To be certain, pull off the bottom of the pan. Check out the oil sump. Make sure they ain't fucking. The pickup tube. Make sure that's not fucking clogged up and shit. And any other oil passage. Want to work onto the old motor. So this is the old motor, and I got a bunch of salvageable parts. Like for these fucking 4 coil packs. I may be using those if the ones on the engine is bad. I'm gonna go down, and we can see the condition of this motor. This looks fucking horrible. This belt doesn't look too cracked up. Since the old motor doesn't have one, I'm gonna put one on here. The alternator, I am gonna swap that over. Before you swap it over, spin it, make sure it fucking sounds good. Remember I said the idler pulley was making a lot of noise and shit. It kept fucking, well, it was like, it was bad. Not the idler pulley, I keep mistaking this shit. The belt tensioner and the pulley on it. So it was the bearings in there sounded kind of shot, but when I take the belt off, I'm gonna make sure this is not shot as well. And if it is, I guess I'll be getting another belt tensioner because I don't want this shit to be fucking loud. And like I said, the condition of it looks good. I'm gonna swap it over. I'm gonna swap over the AC compressor. Definitely gonna do that. Of course, I'm not gonna be using the intake manifold, yet alone the fuel injector. Is gonna leave that in there. Crankshaft pulley, I'm not going to worry about. What else I'm going to be swapping over. I don't need this power steering pump because the pump looks okay on the fucking engine, the new engine. So I mean, if it comes down to if I put the engine in and it's making noise, then I guess I'll be doing a fucking power steering pump. So I don't need these hoses. Well, yeah, I do need these hoses because I'm going to need majority of these fucking hoses. Make sure you check them out. Make sure none of them is like swelled up or got like a little fucking titty in there and shit. Overall, to be honest with you, because at this point it ain't shit to look at on this fucking dusty ass, dirty ass, or the fuck up motor. On this engine clearly came out of since it has like a clutch setup. It came out of a car that had manual transmission, and the engine on the floor just has a flex plate. So once I get this clutch setup off with the fucking flywheel, I am gonna check to make sure the rear main seal. Make sure the rear main seal is good in that. If it's bad, then that'll be a good time to replace it. And yeah, I am gonna be swapping over the flex plate onto here because it's an automatic transmission that it's going into.